What happened exactly 365 days ago today will absolutely shock you, and it's about to happen again. On January 10th, 2025, Atlanta was buried under 4 inches of snow, while today it's hitting 82 degrees. 3 separate weather computer models just revealed something that's making meteorologists across America lose their minds. The same atmospheric pattern that created last year's historic winter chaos is setting up again, but this time it's even more powerful. If you live anywhere from Miami to Maine, from Seattle to Savannah, what I'm about to reveal affects your next 2 weeks. Before I break down these incredible developments, drop your exact city and state in the comments immediately. I'm personally responding with location-specific forecasts because this monster pattern hits every region differently. My name is Mitch, and over the next 12 minutes, you'll discover exactly why this could be the most significant weather week in years. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell right now because this pattern is evolving so rapidly, you'll need every update to stay ahead. Here's what the European and American forecast models discovered overnight that has changed everything. Starting Wednesday, January 14th, 3 massive energy systems are converging in ways we haven't seen since last winter's historic events. The Great Lakes region is already exploding with energy, while Gulf of Mexico moisture surges northward like an atmospheric freight train. This is the exact same setup that delivered Nashville's 6 inches, Louisville's 8 inches, and Atlanta's unprecedented 4-inch snowfall last January. Residents of Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, and throughout the Smoky Mountains are positioned for potentially crippling snowfall accumulations. Asheville, North Carolina, and Boone could see their heaviest snow since the historic 2018 winter storm that shut down the region for days. But here's what's absolutely mind-blowing about Wednesday evening's atmospheric developments. A massive 991 millibar low-pressure system develops off the Atlantic coast while moisture attacks from 3 different directions simultaneously. This storm could either deliver catastrophic coastal snow or completely miss major cities, and the difference is literally just 50 miles of storm track. Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Annapolis, and Frederick, Maryland residents are sitting directly on the razor's edge of this storm's impact zone. Philadelphia, Allentown, Camden, New Jersey, and Wilmington, Delaware. Your entire forecast depends on whether this beast tracks 50 miles closer to shore. New York City, Newark, Stamford, Connecticut, and Long Island could swing from light rain to 8+ inches of snow with one small track adjustment. Now here's where this story takes a completely shocking turn that even veteran meteorologists didn't anticipate. Thursday morning, January 15th, becomes the moment when northern and southern atmospheric energy streams attempt their critical connection. When these systems link up perfectly, you get the type of historic snowstorms that shut down entire states and make national headlines. The latest overnight model runs show this connection isn't quite perfect yet, but there's something absolutely fascinating happening behind it. Small track changes of just 30 to 50 miles could put Boston, Providence, Hartford, and Springfield into completely different weather universes. Atlanta, Augusta, Macon, Columbus, Georgia, and Montgomery, Alabama. Here's why you need to pay serious attention to this secondary window. Around January 17th through 19th, the southern energy stream becomes dramatically more pronounced and aggressive. Charleston, Columbia, Greenville, South Carolina, and Savannah, Georgia could see their first meaningful snow since that historic 2018 bomb cyclone. Jacksonville, Tallahassee, Gainesville, Florida, and even Valdosta, Georgia might experience their first hard freeze in years. But wait! Because what the American GFS weather model revealed at 6 a.m. this morning will absolutely stun you. It's showing a completely different storm scenario that puts Nashville, Memphis, Knoxville, and Chattanooga directly in the crosshairs. Louisville, Lexington, Frankfort, Kentucky, and Evansville, Indiana could experience the most dramatic weather whiplash imaginable. Chicago, Milwaukee, Green Bay, Wisconsin, and Grand Rapids, Michigan are looking at multiple rapid-fire clipper systems instead of one major event. Minneapolis, St. Paul, Duluth, Minnesota, and Madison, Wisconsin could experience several rounds of moderate snowfall that add up to massive totals. Here's what's absolutely mind-blowing about today's temperature contrasts that are fueling this atmospheric chaos. Right now, Charlotte, Raleigh, Greensboro, North Carolina, and Richmond, Virginia are approaching 80 degrees on January 10th. Simultaneously, Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, New York, and Burlington, Vermont are dealing with temperatures 60 degrees colder. This 60-degree temperature contrast across just 600 miles is creating the atmospheric energy equivalent of a nuclear reactor. Starting tomorrow, winter makes its dramatic and violent return as Arctic air positioning changes everything across the continent. Kansas City, Topeka, Wichita, Kansas, and Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Oklahoma will notice brutal temperature crashes within 48 hours. St. Louis, Springfield, Missouri, and Little Rock, Pine Bluff, Arkansas are positioned for potentially dangerous ice storm scenarios. Cincinnati, Columbus, Akron, Ohio, and Indianapolis, Fort Wayne, Indiana, you're in the absolute worst position for forecast uncertainty. You could experience either catastrophic snow, paralyzing ice, or complete misses, depending on microscopic storm track differences. Now, here's what makes this entire week absolutely unprecedented from a meteorological standpoint. We're simultaneously tracking severe thunderstorm potential across Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, while blizzard conditions develop elsewhere. Birmingham, Huntsville, Alabama, and Jackson, Tupelo, Mississippi could see explosive thunderstorms with damaging winds and isolated tornadoes. At the exact same time, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, and upstate New York are measuring heavy, wet snow in real time. Portland, Lewiston, Maine, and Portsmouth, Concord, New Hampshire could accumulate 8 to 12 inches from current systems alone. Marquette, Escanaba, Michigan, and Duluth, International Falls, Minnesota might see 12 to 18 inches of heavy, wet snow. But here's the part that's going to absolutely shock you about what computer models revealed about next week's pattern. This isn't just one isolated storm system. We're witnessing a complete atmospheric reorganization that lasts for weeks. Multiple energy sources from both Pacific and Atlantic systems are aligning in ways that create repeated opportunities for major events. Buffalo, Watertown, New York, and Erie, Pennsylvania could see substantial lake-effect snow enhancement as frigid air crosses warmer Great Lakes. Albany, Schenectady, Troy, New York, and Burlington, Montpelier, Vermont, represent ground zero for maximum northern system impact. Pittsburgh, Johnstown, Pennsylvania, and Wheeling, Charleston, West Virginia sit perfectly positioned for Appalachian snow enhancement zones. Even subtropical cities like Orlando, Tampa, Miami, Florida could experience their coldest temperatures since the historic 2018 Arctic blast. Mobile, Pensacola, Florida, and Biloxi, Gulfport, Mississippi might see their first hard freeze warnings in multiple years. Airport nightmare scenarios are developing across the entire eastern seaboard as these multiple systems organize and strengthen. Boston, Logan, Manchester, New Hampshire, and Portland, Maine airports should prepare for massive delays and potential multi-day shutdowns. Newark, LaGuardia, JFK, and Philadelphia International face their worst winter weather threat in years. Washington Dulles, BWI, and Ronald Reagan National could experience their first major snow event since 2019's government shutdown storm. Charlotte Douglas, Raleigh-Durham, and Greensboro airports might face their first winter weather closures since the 2018 bomb cyclone. Interstate highway disasters are becoming increasingly likely across multiple major corridors simultaneously. I-95 from Richmond to Boston could become a 500-mile parking lot if these storms track as currently forecast. I-81 through Virginia, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania represents a potential death trap for unprepared travelers. I-77 from Charlotte through Charleston, West Virginia could experience whiteout conditions and multi-car accidents. I-64 from Norfolk, Virginia to Louisville, Kentucky sits directly in the path of these developing storm systems. Ski resort operators from Snowshoe, West Virginia to Killington, Vermont are preparing for potentially historic natural snowfall. After weeks of 70-degree weather and artificial snow, these developments could completely transform winter recreation across the entire region. Wintergreen, Massanutten, Virginia, and Beech Mountain, Sugar Mountain, North Carolina could receive 2 to 3 feet of natural powder. Here's what absolutely separates this atmospheric pattern from typical winter weather scenarios. The jet stream is literally tearing itself apart, creating multiple storm development zones operating simultaneously across half the continent. We're not tracking just one potential event. There are literally 4 separate time windows of opportunity over the next 10 days. Wednesday through Friday represents the primary window when initial major systems could deliver historic impacts. Saturday through Monday provides a secondary opportunity that models suggest could be even more significant and widespread. Tuesday through Thursday of next week opens a third window when southern stream energy becomes extremely aggressive. The final window around January 22nd through 25th could bring the most intense Arctic air mass in years. Temperature profiles will determine whether major metropolitan areas receive pure snow, dangerous ice, or flooding rain. Elevation differences of just 200 to 300 feet could mean the difference between 12 inches of snow or complete rain events. Cities like Roanoke, Lynchburg, Virginia, and Hagerstown, Cumberland, Maryland sit right in these critical elevation transition zones. Coastal plain areas from Norfolk to Wilmington, North Carolina, face maximum uncertainty regarding precipitation type and intensity. Mountain regions from Beckley, West Virginia to Boone, North Carolina offer the most reliable heavy snow potential. Storm speeds will dramatically affect accumulation potential as slower moving systems produce exponentially higher totals. Ocean temperatures remaining 5 to 8 degrees above normal provide extra atmospheric moisture that increases snowfall rates where cold air dominates. Ground temperatures have warmed dramatically during recent mild weather, so initial snow accumulation may be severely limited. Pavement temperatures need 6 to 12 hours below freezing for effective snow accumulation and dangerous travel conditions to develop. Timing becomes absolutely critical as overnight cooling promotes exponentially better accumulation conditions than daytime events. Here's what we know with complete scientific certainty about these rapidly developing weather patterns. Winter weather activity is exploding across the eastern United States after months of unseasonably warm, record-breaking temperatures. Multiple high-impact opportunities exist over the next 10 to 14 days for significant, potentially historic winter weather development. Southern regions from Dallas to Jacksonville could experience their first meaningful winter weather threats since 2018's bomb cyclone. Northern areas from Detroit to Bangor, Maine will see dramatically more frequent and intense clipper systems bringing regular heavy snowfall. Travel impacts appear virtually guaranteed across major portions of the interstate highway system and commercial aviation networks. School district closures become highly probable if significant accumulations occur during weekday morning or afternoon hours. Power outage risks remain relatively low since current scenarios favor snow over catastrophic ice accumulations. However, even moderate winter weather creates absolute chaos in southern regions completely unaccustomed to snow operations. Cities like Atlanta, Charlotte, Richmond have extremely limited snow removal equipment and virtually no experience with multi-inch events. Northern metropolitan areas are better prepared but still face overwhelming challenges with rapidly changing, complex conditions. The absolute key to surviving these potentially dangerous events is immediate advanced preparation and completely flexible planning. Check all emergency supplies immediately, including flashlights, batteries, portable radios, and non-perishable food for minimum 72 hours. Ensure all vehicles have full fuel tanks and comprehensive emergency kits, including blankets, water, snacks, and phone chargers. Pet owners must prepare for potentially extended indoor periods and stock up on food, medications, and supplies immediately. Elderly residents and those with medical conditions need extra attention and may require evacuation to safer locations. Tomorrow evening, I'm providing absolutely critical updates as new model data reveals exactly which scenarios will actually develop. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell immediately because this atmospheric pattern is evolving with frightening speed. Drop your exact city and state in the comments right now and tell me your biggest winter weather concern or preparation question. Are you hoping for snow days, school closures, and incredible winter recreation opportunities? Or are you terrified about travel disruptions, power outages, and need specific emergency preparation guidance for your family? The 3 most requested locations will each receive detailed 10-minute analysis segments in tomorrow's emergency forecast update. Your engagement and shares help this life-saving weather information reach people across the country who desperately need advanced warning. The next 2 weeks promise to be absolutely fascinating, potentially historic from a meteorological and societal perspective. These atmospheric developments will likely impact tens of millions of people across more than half the continental United States. We'll track every single dangerous development, model update, and forecast change together as this incredible weather story unfolds. Winter is finally returning with a vengeance, and we're going to experience it together every step of the way.